Welcome back to the channel and to another live match reaction from the Chelsea first team. What a game. From the neutral perspective, what a game. If there was ever an advertisement for the Premier League, that is exactly what you want to see. Goals, yellow cards, challenges, intensity, VAR, penalty check. I mean, that game had everything, including an absolute abomination of a refereeing performance. I am struggling to think of a referee, bar Anthony Taylor, that I've seen hand out a performance worse than that. Worst refereeing performance, worst 90 minutes I have seen this season. Just diabolical. But we're going to get into it. We're going to do the last live match reaction of the year. Won't be able to provide one to Aston Villa because we're there next weekend. But this is the last live match reaction of 2025. So before we get into it, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're going to talk key talking points, standout performers, all of the main moments. Reece James, give yourself a round of applause, pat on the back. Captain fantastic, El Capitan. Without Reece James on the pitch today, we do not get a result. So first and foremost, get that out in the open. Man of the match today from a Chelsea perspective. And also, I think on the pitch, Reece James, I think, you know, the way in which he can do 2-3 roles to the utmost perfection. He can play right back, centre mid, and he can do it better than the majority of people that have been plying that trade for 20 years. I mean, this guy is... The fact that Yuri and Timber can even be mentioned in the same breath is disrespect. Is disgraceful to the legacy that Reece James is putting down. So before we start ripping apart that first 45 minutes, let's get a few of the positives out of the way. I thought Cole Palmer was okay today. I thought Cole Palmer was all right. Obviously, still not fully match fit, still not his, 100% effectual self, but I thought he was fairly solid today. I thought João Pedro, although he looked isolated, really, really solid battling today up against Chow and Cher. You know, there were multiple times where I thought Cher and other Newcastle defenders could have picked up bookings that they didn't. And I think João Pedro made their life very, very difficult for them today. And you know what? I'm going to go out and say something really controversial. Well, I think it might be controversial. Just kind of after having a brief look at Twitter and the discourse of this Chelsea fan base, I thought on the ball today, that was maybe as good as we've played all season. I thought some of the passages in play, and bear with me here, stay with me, guys, stay with me. I thought in passages of play in the first half, as good as I've seen Chelsea this season, popping it around in midfield, 1 touch, 2 touch, triangles, working spaces, working the angles, working the ball really, really well. But we just didn't do it nearly enough. We had 2 or 3 passages and then we went back to keeper. And then we went Trev to Fofana, to Trev, to Gusto, to Cook. Too many passages of play where we were knocking the ball around really nicely, looked really sharp, really clean. And I think we were helped by, obviously Newcastle's incredibly aggressive press did give us a little bit more space. When we did bypass that press, move the ball into midfield, did give us a little bit more time, particularly Caicedo, to be able to ping that ball around, to knock it around. But I think, and I've been saying this, and I don't know how long I've been saying this for now, 2-3 seasons. I have never seen a worse set-piece defending performance than today. And this Chelsea set-piece, you can look at stats all you want. You can say Chelsea are one of the most dangerous teams from set-pieces. We scored 3 goals from set-pieces against West Ham. Other than that, this season, I wouldn't say we've got the better of anyone in the set-piece game. Maybe defending Arsenal. And I know they scored from a set-piece, but maybe defending that Arsenal game, we got the better of them, bearing in mind the expectation. The level of defending today from set pieces, and this just goes across the season, abomination. I thought today I have never seen a worse 90 minutes in terms of communication. You know what? I don't even have the words I just don't get it. How they are not going man for man at set pieces. How we consistently try and play the offside trap within our own box. How we consistently leave 2, 3, 4 men at the back post. How is Reece James having to deal with Fabian Schär, Anthony Gordon, and one other player at the back post? I don't get it. The lack of organisation, the lack of communication when defending set pieces. We're not a threat going forward from set pieces. But defending them, we are a threat to ourselves. And it is genuinely just baffling. And I think the first goal, You know, you can pull apart the defending all you want. I think the first goal falls down to Chalobah. How he doesn't get rid of that ball. You know, I think he did okay to make sure that Voltemada didn't get on it first time. But to let that ball come across, not get it out, that's a big mistake from Chalobah. But the second goal, inexcusable. It may have been Reece James playing him on, but I don't think you can argue Reece James is at fault. Who the fuck is pushing up there? Why are we playing the offside trap inside our own box? How many times this season have we been undone from similar set-piece situations? Whether it's going short, whether it's taking it directly, we just cannot handle set pieces. And I just, it's one of those things where it's a fundamental of football. It's one of those things where you are taught from 5, 6, 7 years old. Don't pass the ball across your goal. Mark man for man. Get goal side. Zonal marking does not work. Has never worked at any level of the game. Sunday League, grassroots, Premier League, World Cup. Zonal marking does not fucking work. You need to pick your man up. And I just do not understand this insistence from whether it's Maresca, whether it's the set piece coaches, whether it's the team themselves, this insistence on pushing up, on playing these stupid offside traps, on not marking man for man. Every single time Newcastle created something or looked dangerous today, they had a man over in the box, whether it was someone late, whether it was someone on the 6-yard box, whether it was Voltemada. Far too many times there was a Newcastle man free today. And I think the lack of organisation is going to hurt us so much. We say so often in this channel, it is a game of fine margins. It is a game of these small, those big games are going to be won and lost by the smallest errors. And playing an offside trap, not communicating with your back line, it's a fundamental of football. We should be so much more developed. We should be out of the woods in terms of this conversation. This should have been something that we have dealt with months ago. We finally nailed down a back four that we're fairly happy with Trevor Chalobah and Wesley Fofana. I know they didn't cover themselves in glory today, but the back four, Trevor Chalobah, Wes Fofana, Mark Cucurella and Reece James and/or Malo Gusto. That back four, we've nailed it down. That's solid. You know your jobs. You know who you're picking up. It shouldn't change week in, week out. I know there will be little tactical tweaks, and obviously it will depend on the team that you're playing and how they set up. It's not that fucking difficult, lads. There are 11 players on the pitch. 10 outfield players, mark 10 outfield players. It ain't that hard. Grab your opposite number. If he's about a foot higher than you, swap him. I don't understand the insistence of Chelsea to continually try. It feels like we are still trial and erroring our set-piece defending scenarios. Like sometimes you go zonal, sometimes you go man for man, but we never look comfortable. And this is something that, we can add as much attacking talent. We can add as many players as we want to this setup. If we keep conceding, we've seen the importance of long throw-ins, corners, set pieces this season. The football is cyclical and it will continue to go round. And if this period of, set pieces, long throws goes on for 2-3 years, Chelsea are going to be under the cosh for 2-3 years. It's all well and good wanting to play, lovely, expansive, easy on the eye football. But if 19 other teams have got long throws and set pieces down to a T, you're going to be left behind. I don't care how good you are in the other 90% of the game. If you don't pattern that, you're not going to do nothing. You're going to concede far too many goals. And, the game was over before it even started today. Going 2-0 down away to Newcastle is an incredibly difficult scoreline to come back. And all credit to them for the second half performance. But the 3 points is virtually gone by 20 minutes. You've squandered another opportunity. And when we look back at the game, we'll look back at it and go away to Newcastle, managed to come back from 2-0. That's a solid point. Great team, challenger for the Champions League. No, we should not be in that situation. Yes, there was always going to be a bounce back from last week. Obviously, them losing the derby, massive game. There was always going to be a shifted attitude. But you know what to expect from an Eddie Howe team. You know that they are going to come out of the blocks absolutely raring. You know that they are going to take the game to you. Newcastle crowd is always going to be incredibly difficult. It is always going to be that 12th man. You're going to have to be up for the occasion. And they showed us in the first 5 challenges, not even the first 5 minutes, in the first 5 challenges before the goal was even scored. And I thought Chelsea started pretty well. But Newcastle, I knew after 90 seconds, we were not up for it. Newcastle were more up for it than us. And that is my main gripe with this Chelsea team, is so often it's not about quality. It's not about ability. You look at the players that are playing, they've got the ability to go out and get a result, but it's the hunger, the desire, the want to go out and succeed. And in the first half, the fact that we lost our heads so quickly with players like Robert Sanchez, Malo Gusto picking up bookings, staying down, refs got, and I said earlier, ref had an absolute howler today. But there were two times in the first half where a Chelsea player's gone down, Palmer and Gusto. Ref has no obligation to put the ball out or to stop the game, sorry. Newcastle have no obligation to put the ball out. And we stopped. And they almost scored the third. They were 2-0 up. They almost scored on the Malo Gusto one because Malo Gusto was in the box, no boot on, writhing around on the floor like some little bitch. Look, if you can take it, you can give it. Sorry, if you can give it, you can take it. I'm fed up of these selective hard men, bro, in this Chelsea team. Mark Cucurella didn't really do it today. I can't really call him out today, but is an epitome of this. Is when he's sticking in a challenge on the other man, he always wants to give that chat. He's all about it. He's all about being a hard man, get up off the floor. But as soon as somebody nudges him, it's, oh my God, the horror, the world, oh my God. Like, honestly, and that Malo Gusto episode in that first half, it got me to the point where I was like, you know what? I kind of want them to score. Because fuck you, Malo Gusto, for staying on the box for that. Like, I just think the lack of experience really showed today. I think naivety, inexperience. I think in the first half, they just lost their heads far too quickly. And we do not have enough players in that team. And I've said it before, it's more often than not, it's the older players that get hot-headed. Your Tosins, your Cucurellas, your João Pedros. It's, you're looking at your younger players like Andre Santos to come on and calm everybody down. It's nuts, man. And I just think, I don't think as a Chelsea fan, we can be upset at that result today. Yes, in hindsight, I think it's 2 points dropped because I think that Newcastle team was there for the taking. But you look at the performance that Chelsea team has laid down today, we did not deserve 3 points over the course of 90 minutes. We deserved it in the second half, but over the course of 90 minutes, not a hope in hell that we deserved 3 points today. And the inconsistency rears its ugly head again. Failed to win 4 games, went unbeaten in November. Failed to win 4 games in a row in the start of December. Then 2 wins and we're back to back and it's all positive again. And Man City want Maresca and we're all behind him. We're all united. And then one of the worst halves of football I've seen from a Chelsea side in terms of the application and commitment. Because I've already said, and it might be a controversial take, I thought we were great on the ball today. I thought Caicedo was fantastic. I thought Reece James was fantastic. I think, well, yeah, that's just about the end of the list of fantastic players. But you know what? I thought it was our off the ball. It was our like I said, lack of application, lack of intensity, lack of aggression. We let that 12th man get to us. We let Newcastle want it more. And very simply, I think that was where we lost, not lost it, but that was where we lost points today. But let me know if you let me know in the comments. Let me know if you think I'm going to go through the comments now. I can see Amir is active. Big up to Amir. Anybody that's not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. This is, of course, a live episode. So let me know in the comments, who was your man of the match today? What are your thoughts on today's game? Was it just a blip? Am I nuts? Were Chelsea actually fairly solid on the ball today? Was it a game of 2 halves in a completely different way than we've seen recently? I feel like on the ball, great. Off the ball, diabolical today. Let's hear what Amir's got to say, though. Big up, my brother, Reece James, man of the match in this game today. But the performance overall from the team, especially in the first half, very shaky. Our coming game is another away game, but against Villa. I hope it's not away, because I've got a ticket next Saturday, fella. Hey, Christmas. And I hate to curse it. I've been to the Chelsea Christmas game for the last 3 years, and it's been a diabolical performance every time. So stick a tenner on Villa next weekend, fella. We really need to win, but most importantly, up our game against teams such as Sunderland, Leeds, etc. That harkens back to the inconsistencies I was talking about. I think the fact that this Chelsea side can show you 2-3 different teams within a 90 minutes is worrying in itself. But the fact that we can't, we really, really struggle to maintain periods of form. I think when you come to congested fixture to a congested fixture list like it is around I can't get my words out, like it is around Christmas. I think we've got 9 games in January. I think we've got a game every 3 days or something in January. It's something ridiculous like that. And you can buy all the players in the world. You can bring in all the technology, all the training, get them as fit as possible. You need consistency within the team as a, not just the starting 11, because we're going to change the starting 11 twice a week. You need consistency in terms of the style of play, in terms of the way we play. Every 45 minutes is different with this Chelsea side. As we saw today, as we saw last week against Everton, how many times are this Chelsea side going to come out and need a boot up the arse, going to need someone to light a firework there to make something happen? It's starting to get to the point where I don't really read too much off the starting lineup, because I'll see a strong starting lineup and we'll go into the game and we'll be lackadaisical. It will be like we're expecting to go in and win. And then I'll see a team that's heavily rotated and they'll put together a better performance than the guys that have been starting week in, week out in the Premier League. And then you ask them to do it again against a team like Cardiff, and then you rotate the team and they're all dog shit, and you have to bring on the first team players to actually have an impact. It is like, the week in, week out consistency is not there. And it is really, really going to hurt Chelsea in periods like this. I mean, over the course of the season, of course, we're going to struggle. But it's when we are playing 10 games in a month, and when we have got to go out and go, you know what, right, normally we rotate, but I need you to play free. I need you to go bang, 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 put an 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10. The players in this Chelsea team currently that we can rely on to give us that 8 out of 10 consistently, I mean, at the moment, we got 3 or 4. We got Reece James, Caicedo, Cucurella, dare I say it, Rob Sanchez. I mean, look, the defenders have had a great last few games. Wes Fofana and Chalobah together. I don't think either of them, I can see there that Chalobah got given a green. I mean, we'll go through the football ratings very quickly. I can see there's a green rating in the back. I don't think he deserves, over 7 Chalobah. But I just think also Garnacho 7-4. What? Am I skunked, or did Garnacho have a fucking stinker today? Was I watching a different game? Am I in a different world? Did nobody else see Garnacho drop a diabolical stinker today? The amount of times that he could have gone forward and created something, made something happen, and the ball into the box was mid. Bruv, Lewis Miley was playing right back, and you're out here giving Garnacho a green rating. A 7+ rating. He didn't get the better of Lewis. You know what? Let's pull this up on the phone. Let's see how many dribbles he completed. Because there is no way that they've given him a positive rating here. Chances created 2. Shot accuracy 1 out of 5. Touches in the opposition box, 9. 1 dribble out of 2. 0 accurate crosses out of 6. How has this man got a positive rating? But honestly, sometimes I feel like I'm watching a different game. And you know what? TNT, sort your fucking commentary team out. Ali McCoist, I used to rate Ali McCoist. Anybody that knows Ali McCoist, legend of the game. What he did at Rangers, absolutely phenomenal. One of the greatest players to ever have come out of Scotland. But my fucking Lord. The drivel that he was talking today. I know that commentators don't like Chelsea. Even Joe Cole was getting wrapped up in it today. A few of those, the conversations around the Garnacho challenge in the first half, ridiculous. Yes, it was a bad challenge. It's never a red. The fact that they went to a VAR check for that shoulder barge of Chalobah, game is gone. Gone. The fact that Harvey Barnes didn't get booked for that last little dive on Reece James, game is gone. The fact that these players can get away with it, and the biggest thing that irks me is they check it on VAR. They've already gone to the trouble of intervening. So you might as well tell the ref the right decision. If someone has dived, if it's not a foul, it's a yellow fucking card for simulation. Tonali did it. Gordon did it. Barnes did it. honestly, the double standards, the lack of quality, the lack of consistency in this Chelsea team is almost as bad as the lack of consistency in the quality of refereeing. Because, my lord, today was, like I said, the worst refereeing performance I've seen from a Chelsea team, or on a Chelsea performance, outside of Anthony Taylor. I can't remember a worse refereeing performance than today. But yeah, fuck it. Listen, could have been a lot worse. The crash out would have been a lot longer if we had not got those 2 goals. And I think we owe a lot of that to, like I say, Reece James and Moises Caicedo, who in the middle of the park today held it down. But apart from that, I think a Chelsea performance devoid of very much quality off the ball, commitment, application, like I said earlier, just not there. And a Newcastle team that wanted it more essentially got what they deserved today. A point at home. I don't think we can be upset at a point. We could be miffed that we dropped 2 points, but after that first 45, yeah, God help us. God help us. We need a new set piece coach. Anyway, for the last live match reaction of the year, it's been fairly miserable, but we appreciate everybody's continued support. If you're watching this, if you've watched any of our videos across 2025, big up yourself, man. Appreciate you. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy New Year. Wishing you all the best, success, and nothing else in 2026. We're all going to succeed, man. We're all bringing each other with us as well. So make sure to continue to support our channel, please, guys. Bigger and better next year. Of course, we're going to continue to bring you the latest and greatest Chelsea content, Chelsea Academy content, loan content. If it's got anything to do with Chelsea, we cover it on this channel. So guys, make sure to tap in and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to follow at twobluespodcast on the Instagram to stay up to date with all the latest news as well. Until then, yeah, Merry Christmas. Up the Chels.